how to create a drop-down list without using code. So this is how you do it. I want to show you two examples. So for example, this website right here, you don't want to create multiple pages and you want to make sure everything is in one place. So let's say I have a list, and in this case the first one is engines, and then as you can see, as I select, this automatically change. And if I click electronics, it changes too. Then suspension, change that too, and then air conditioning, and that changes too. So this is what I'm going to show you in this video. The second example is this one right here, which is the one that I'm gonna show you in detail, but it's the same concept. You can use it for different things, for services, to display specific information. In this case, the client wanted something, they call it informational handouts, and you have a few different sections right here. But when you select anything on the list, it should show some type of description. In this case, I'm waiting for the client to provide me with this information. So for now, I just have some dummy text here on the description, but it should work like this. So when you select any of the options, it should automatically change. As you can see, it changed. And then the second one, I'm gonna select one of this, it changes. And then the second one, and then this other one. So anything you select on the list will automatically change on the description. So you don't need any coding to do this. Okay, so let's get into it. So what we're gonna be doing is creating a drop-down menu. Now, if you already know how to do most of the things I'm gonna show you, feel free to skip. But if you're brand new and you're like, well, what do I need this tool for? Let me show you how you can use this tool. Again, you can use it for many different things, but this is one of the main ones that you can, use this tool for. So if you see here, this client's website wants to provide what they call informational handouts. And what this does is the client wants to make sure there's a section that says diabetes. So when they click, there's a drop down, or these options show on the list. Now, whenever the user click either diabetes overview, then it's gonna display that information. Now, the second one is gonna be something like this one, bone and calcium disorders. This is for a clinic website. And again, this is what the client wants. So your case could be different, but it's the same concept. What I'm going to show you, it doesn't require code. It's going to be very easy, but definitely you need to be paying attention on how the connection needs to happen, because it can be a little tricky. So now that you see how it's going to be utilized, then we want to add the content manager. And sometimes when you create your page, you most likely not see it because it's hidden. And how do you make it show on this section is you gotta turn on the developer mode. If yours is already on, then just ignore this step. But if it's not, when you turn it on, you're gonna see these little tools right here. Don't worry about it, just hide it. If you still wanna stay on developer mode, you can also turn it off. But at this point, it will stay there, so you can use it. The second thing is gonna show is on the tools. Now you're gonna see this option that says input, and we're gonna start. So if we go back to the sample here, first we wanna create a database. It's named diabetes, and what we do is we just go here, create a new collection, and then get started, and we're gonna call it diabetes. Now here, this is very important because some of your connections are not gonna work if you don't do this part right. So one of the things, you can just leave site content and create collection. Another one is if you're creating some type of custom form that I'm gonna be doing a video down the road, then you can use custom use. But for now, just click this one, which is anyone can view data from this collection. So now we create a collection, and then you're gonna wait for this option right here. So once you see this window, the database name is diabetes. Then you have the title, and then when you do a right click, actually you just click on it, you're gonna see this little pop-up, and then you gotta click properties. If this was a picture, you would change it right here, and then you just gotta find how to add a picture and all that stuff. But for now, we're just gonna keep it as a text. Second option, we're gonna add a description. Okay, so on the description, we also gotta make sure it's just text, not image or anything else, because all we need is just text. Now, if you want to use rich text, is when you add a custom type of text. Let's say you want to make sure the font is different, you want to be able to add numbers, do a lot of different things. So for now, just keep it as a text, because this is going to be very simple, and then just click save. So now you have these two options. So as you can see here on the diabetes section, we have overview, diabetes treatment. So all we gotta do is just copy this, and then just make sure it's there. And then we're gonna do the second one, and then you're gonna go here, paste that. We're gonna copy this, and again, this can be for anything that you're gonna use it. It can it's the same process. So for yours, it can be something like a list of items for products, a list of I don't know, maybe you're trying to show some type of services. Whatever it is, you can use the same method. Okay, now on description, we're just gonna paste some dummy text. So what we're gonna do is so we make sure we know which one it is. We're gonna type a 1 and then paste, and then on the second one we're gonna type 2. Now this is the text that you want to add here. Whatever your text or description it is, you're just gonna paste it there. And the other thing is, you can double click on it, and if you double click, you're gonna be able to see everything. And also if you click here, you're gonna be able to see it right there. So you can add all the text right here. If it's a long text, then you can make sure everything looks correct, and then just click save. So now you have this option right here. We can just close this. It will automatically save, and then you gotta make sure you publish. Once you have your first database, you gotta publish, and then just close this one. We're gonna ignore that for now. And then now we're gonna start building the structure on how we want this to display. So when we go here, we're gonna go to input, and then we're gonna select the option of one of this, right? Like, let's say, what's the best flavor? Now, because what we need is this section right here for diabetes. You wanna go on settings. We're gonna make sure the title shows, and we're gonna type diabetes, and then item drop down. We wanna make sure it shows the first item. In this case, it shows vanilla, but we're gonna change it. So once you have this right here, we're gonna click where it says manage choices. And what you want to do is, when you click on the little 3 dots right here, there's this option that says edit label. This is the most important thing, because this has to be the same as the ones that are inside your collection. And this is where it's very important, because even if you do a capital or lowercase, it's sensitive. So you want to make sure that when you do this, you copy exactly the way it is right here. So the spaces and everything. Okay, so we're gonna close this, and then we're gonna close that, and then we're gonna click manage. We're gonna copy the first one right here, which was diabetes overview, and then we're gonna go here, edit label, click that, and then we're gonna also edit the label. Edit the label there, Then here we're gonna do the next one, and you want to do the same thing, edit label, and then the next one, and we're gonna edit and then paste, then click done, and then we don't need this one, so we're gonna delete it. Once you have this right here, then you gotta add the text. Okay, so the text can be something like this. So when you add your text, just make sure that you decide how you want this text to look. So in this case, let's say you want to use this type of font. You wanted to make sure that it's 18, and you wanted to make sure it's, let's say, orange color. Okay, because if you don't do it now, later it's gonna be a little bit more complicated to change. So it's better to do it now, that way you get it out of the way. So now you have this right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy this, and we're gonna, again, actually you can copy and then just you can paste, and there it is. And we're gonna add 2 because the next one is gonna be bone and calcium disorders. Okay, so we're gonna copy that, and then settings, we're gonna edit this, and then the second one we're gonna do the same thing. Now remember, for this second option you also have to create a database, because there's other ways to do it, but it's just so confusing that the best way to do it, for what I found after doing so many different drop lists and other websites, is that you want to make sure you create another database. So we go here, create a new database, put the name, we're gonna leave it as site content, create collection. And once we're in this section right here, again, it's gonna have the title, right? And then there should be a description. In this case, I don't have the description, so we're using some dummy text. So the first thing is the title, the second one is gonna be description, and then just click save. So we have that. Then we're gonna go back here, we're gonna copy that, and type it here. We're gonna go to the next one. And I'm sorry if this video is turning a little long, but the reason why I go this way is because when I watch videos, it drives me crazy that sometimes they cut things and then you're like, wait, what happened? Where that came from? So I'm pretty much showing you exactly how it's done. So I'm not cutting anything. It's a little longer, and I apologize for that, but at least you're gonna have the best information or the best solution for whatever you're looking to do by you watching this video. And once we're done with this, we're gonna click on this one, and that's it. So now you have all this new database. And now, because every time the client wants, when they click on bone and calcium disorders, it drops down this list right here. Now when they select one of these options, it displays information. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back here and add the descriptions. So again, I'm just gonna use some random text, and then I'm gonna go here so we know it's changing. I'm just gonna do it like this. And then this is where your text is gonna go. And then we're gonna go for here. So the numbers and the letters, it's just for me to keep track, but don't worry, this is where your description is gonna go. So don't worry about how I did this. It's just, again, it's just dummy text, but it's all for you to see that it's changing once we do the selections, because we're using the same text. So I'm just changing this in the beginning. So once your database is complete, then you just close it. Again, by this time you already have this second drop down, and then now we're gonna add a second text. So you can just copy this And the reason why we're just copying and pasting is because nothing is connected yet. So that's why. Now you have it this way. The design on how everything needs to be laid out is totally up to you. What I like to do usually is I like to add a strip. And why I do this is because when you go on mobile, it will align everything. It will make it a whole mess. So this is what I like to do. I will add a section, and then I'll do something like this. And then I'm gonna add another strip. And then in this one, we're gonna add a white one. And then we're gonna add this one on top. And right there. So again, this is important because when you go on the mobile version, everything, as you see, it's already in their own section. But if I wouldn't have the little boxes, it will mix them. Sometimes this might be at the bottom, this might be at the top. So you want to make sure there's less things that you need to do later. It's more organized. So that's why you change it like that. Let me make this a little bit more clear. There you go. Okay, so now you have these two options right here. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a data set. Okay, so the way you do it is you gotta do add content elements and then data set. So you wanna select the first one. Once you get this, you're gonna get this little yellow error or message. So what you wanna do is click settings and then select the database that you're gonna use. In this case, we're gonna use diabetes first. And then you're not gonna change anything here yet. So you're just gonna close this. Then you're gonna find the little symbol that looks like a little snake on top of the item that we wanna connect. So in this case, this is the description. And it doesn't matter what the text is in here because it will, once it's connected, it will automatically pick whatever is on this database. So we're gonna select this one. And because we selected diabetes, is already there. Second thing you wanna go is select the description. And that's pretty much connected. Now, as you can see, it's green. Then in other examples, the second item to connect will be something like this. But because again, the way this is gonna work is we wanna make sure that when we click on this section right here, it also displays the description. Then we're not gonna connect this one right here. The way we're gonna go about it is we're gonna go on the diabetes data set. Then we're gonna click on settings. And this is where it gets tricky because a lot of people show you to use code and do a lot of stuff to be able to do this. Just use the data set and then we're gonna add a filter. Okay, so the way it works is, again, you're gonna go to the data set, you're gonna go under settings and then make sure it's the right collection, and then you're gonna scroll down and you're gonna find this option that says filter. You're gonna move it a little bit to the side if you have multiple drop down items. The reason is because you wanna make sure you select the right one. So once we click on add filter, then it's gonna look like this, and then you're gonna select the one that says user input. So it says title. Title is what's in your in your database. The title you want it to be put by the user element. So whenever somebody clicks on it, which is gonna look like this. So when we go here, whenever the person selects one of these options, then you want to make sure that when they click on it, it displays what they want to show on that specific description. Okay, so they can select one of these, and here it should show the section. So let's complete it. I'm gonna go back. So here on settings, then we're gonna go on add filter. And I move it here, add filter. Title text is user input, and then you're gonna select drop down. Now one thing that I mentioned earlier is if you have different even a single letter of descriptions of titles here and they don't match your database, then it's not gonna work. You're gonna get an error. So make sure that the same description you have on the title, because it's sensitive, we want to make sure you have the same one. Okay, so you have diabetes lifestyle and prevention, diabetes treatment options, and diabetes overview. If you see, this is low capital and this letter 2, so you want to make sure it's exactly the way it is here. Okay, so now let's go here, and then when you click on manage choices, you'll see they're all right here. So now when we're gonna do the filter, add a filter, then we're gonna go title, user input, then we're gonna select the drop down. When we click on it, as you can see, it's already there. But if I select the one in the bottom, because it's a different information, it's not gonna work. Now because I haven't changed anything, right now it's able to show me. But if, let's say, we go here and I do this, let's say add a 2, now you'll see it's not gonna let me do it. So we're gonna add a filter. I put user input, and when I select, if I select this one, it's not gonna let me display it. So we're gonna select the first one because that's the one that we did, and then we're gonna click add filter. So once we do that, then we can close this, we can click preview, and then once right here you see it says 3 diabetes lifestyle and prevention. So that's the first one. Then I select the second one, and this one it changed. As you can see, because we use the same text, now it's number 2. And then if I select number 3, then this is gonna change. So all your titles are gonna change according to the description. So that's why it's so important to do it that way. So we're gonna go back and we're gonna do the second one. So now on this one, because you already have a data set right here, this one is for this specific one, you need to add a second one. So you're gonna go back again, add content elements, data set, and then once you're right here, you gotta click settings, then you gotta select the one which is bone and calcium disorders, and now it's changed. So again, we're just gonna leave it like that for now, and then we're gonna click on this one and then manage choices. And as you can see, this one, because we copy it from this one, we gotta update this, because if I leave it the way it is, it won't connect. So let's do it so you can see. First one, we're gonna connect the description. Gotta make sure you select the one, and then on this part you're gonna select description, and now it's there. But then here, because again this one we're not gonna connect it from here, we're gonna connect it with a filter. You want to go here on the data set settings, and then you want to scroll down right here, add a filter, and then we're gonna move it right here. So title, we want to do user input, drop down, and it's showing the first one, but the one that we're doing is the second one. So we select that one, and then we click add filter. Now you're gonna see it's not gonna work because again, this one, it doesn't match the content in the database, so we need to change each section. But I wanna preview so I can show you what is gonna happen. So the description is okay, that one is correct, but when I click here, it doesn't change anything. It's not working because again, it's not pulling anything from the database. So we gotta go back. We're gonna select on this one, manage choices, and then we're gonna update all these ones. So the one that we use is this second one right here. We're gonna copy this, edit the label, then the second one, and then the third one. And then there's one more here. Gonna add it. Gonna edit the label. And last, copy. And then we're gonna do one more with the label. Done. Okay, so now you make sure you have all the right ones. Again, if you're missing one or you don't have the right text, then it's probably not gonna work and it's gonna give you an error. So we're gonna close this, and now we can click here, make sure everything is connected on the other set, and then we're gonna go down here, and then we're gonna make sure the filter is connected. So text is user input, this drop down right here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna click publish and then preview, and then again we're gonna test this one. So we select this option right here, this change, then we select this one, so you can see it change, and then this one, when we select the second one, it's gonna change, and we select this one, it change again, because remember I use a dummy text. Then to make sure we see they actually change, I added a number and a letter in the front. So we're gonna go to this one, it should say 5A, this one should say 2A, and then 1A. As you can see, now you have a working drop down list that you can use for anything. This can be used for different things. This was an example for a clinic's website that I'm building, and it actually looks something more like this, so you can see it. So in this case, it has this option right here. I have that right here, and now I'm just waiting for the client to give me the description, and that description is gonna be added there, and it can be changed. So that's how you can use it. You can use it for other things like creating services, so you can display multiple services and you can have them all on one single page, and that's gonna save you a lot of time. So hopefully this video saved you a lot of headaches. Again, you didn't need any coding. You saw all you had to do is to make sure you use just the filter, and as you start learning more, I'm gonna be adding more videos if you have questions. Again, as you're learning more of Wix, there's gonna be other things that you can do, so stay tuned. Any questions, comments you have, just make sure to let me know, and I'll be able to answer you as soon as I have some time. If you have some error, something is not working, make sure you publish, because once you create a database, you need to be able to publish before you're able to work with them. So those are little things that you need to keep in mind. Again, I'm sorry the video was a little long, but I definitely like to show exactly how everything was done. So if you watch the whole video, you'll be able to do it.